Welcome to my favorite show, That's the Way the Cookie Crumbles. We're here at the kitchen table, another recipe segment for you guys, and I'm going to make something that my mom taught me to make years ago. I actually learned how to eat them first, but this is a Vicksburg, Mississippi recipe. They're tomato sandwiches. Lots of different areas do tomato sandwiches different ways. Some are open-faced, some are closed, but we're going to do the way my mom taught me, and I call them Mary Ruth's tomato sandwiches. So first off, we've got the tomatoes here. What I did with the tomatoes was, this is 2 nice whole tomatoes. I boiled them for about 3 minutes. And you ask why? Well, the reason is we want to get the skin off the tomato. So if you boil it, the skin will kind of start to separate and you can easily peel it. So I did that already because it just takes a little time and it's a little messy. So we boiled the tomatoes, we drained them and took the skin off, and then now I've cut them and I've laid them out on paper towels. The reason is the tomatoes have lots of water in them, so we want to drain that water because we're going to put them on bread and we don't want the bread to get soggy. So hopefully you can make these a day before if you're having a cocktail party, and they're really good. So let me show you. You've got to get the right size cup for your bread. You can buy any kind of bread, preferably white bread, and it can be even close to going out of date. It doesn't have to be fresh. Take that cup, press down, and there. So you've got a perfect little round sandwich piece. You can cut the bread a couple of days before if you like, and you can put that in the cooler. Just wrap it. You don't want any crust on the bread because you want it to look kind of special. People say tomato sandwiches and they go, what is that? So it's really a delicacy. So we got the bread lined up. Now this is waste, but you know you can make a bread pudding with this. You can also do a I want to do soon is a breakfast casserole, and this can be used. I usually use French bread, but when you've got this, you can save it, you can freeze it, put it in a Ziploc bag, and we can make use of it, no doubt. Or if you've got a pond, you can feed your fish, but don't waste it. So we're going to lay this out, and you can make as many pieces as you want. The mayonnaise, now I've already made the mayonnaise. I'm not going to make the mayonnaise. This is a homemade mayonnaise, and it's got 2 special ingredients in it. I'm going to tell you one of them is cayenne pepper. The other one you're going to have to guess. So take the spreader, spread it on the sandwich, on the bread, on both sides. Now you don't want it too heavy, and you don't want to get it on the other side. So just kind of, whatever the extra is, just pour it right back in the bowl there, in a little container, but cover the sides. And if you're real smart, you can see what that special ingredient is, or you can kind of guess. But I sell these too, so I can't tell you everything. But these are really good if you've never had them. You're in for a treat. If you've had them before, then you already know. And they're not expensive to make. There's no meat. The expense for if you're a caterer like we are, the expense is the labor. The labor is really what, because you got a lot of processes. If you're making 300 of them, you can see how long that's going to take. You got to cut your bread and get your tomatoes boiled. You got to do all those things. Make your mayonnaise. So that takes a little time. So look, I'm kind of pat drying these. I want to get that water out of those. You want lots of layers of paper towels down there like that. So this is still a little wet, but it's getting there. So what we're going to do, you need to salt and pepper lightly on your tomatoes, okay? Now the tomato doesn't have to be perfectly round. Actually, we don't want it over the whole sandwich, okay? So you want to kind of get it in there. You can use Roma tomatoes too. They take a little bit longer to get the peel off, but that's fine just like that. So you may end up cutting them. So we're going to have 6 sandwiches because you're going to close these. I don't like that one too much. Let's get the knife. They're not cooperating. You may have a little waste. You can use that for salad or whatever if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now, close it. So there shouldn't be a lot hanging over the side. Let's clean that up a little bit because we're going to serve it on. You can serve it on a nice tray or whatever you like. You can paprika them wherever you like to. Oh, we don't want that much paprika. That would be a problem. Make sure it's not red pepper. I've done that. Problem. Okay, just like that. A little bit. That's a little too much, but still good. And then on your tray, you can use any kind of tray you have. This tray, I mean, I could have made a few more sandwiches, but this tray, what I like to do is just get a nice parsley and do my garnish there. So you can have that on your, and really you could probably put parsley down here and you could add 9 sandwiches. And you can, usually I allow one sandwich or 1.5 sandwiches per person for the party. So, but these are delicious and just like Mama used to make. You can't go wrong. If it's too much trouble, you just call us. We'll make them for you. But they're not cheap. It's lots of work.